There's a moment that almost every dog owner has experienced. You're standing there or moving through a familiar space in your home. And then your dog walks over, looks at you for a second, then lies down right in front of you. Not somewhere else, but exactly there. Out of so many places, they choose the spot closest to you. That's not random. It's a very clear choice. A quiet way of saying, I want to be in your space. There's a term for it, but you don't really need to remember it. Just understand this. When it happens, they're not just lying there. They're with you.
But what stands out even more is not where they lie, it's how they lie. Because sometimes they don't just lie down. They relax their body, lean slightly, and expose their belly, the part they usually protect. In their world, that's not a casual position. It's the moment they let their guard down. No tension, no defense, just trust. They don't need to control their surroundings. They don't need distance. Just being there, next to you. And when a dog can do that, they're saying something very clear. I feel safe here.
Sometimes they don't just lie near you. They lie right in your path, by the doorway, in the hallway, exactly where you were about to step, as if they know you're about to leave. You might think they're just in the way, but really, they're just trying to be a little closer to you, especially when you're busy or not paying attention. They don't call you. They don't pull you back. They simply choose a position you can't ignore. Like a quiet way of saying, I don't want to miss you. Sometimes it happens faster than you expect. They walk up, look at you for a second, then boom, they drop right in front of you. Quick, a little clumsy, but very real. That's not random. They're repeating something that worked before. At some point, you smiled, you touched them, or simply paid attention. And to them, that's enough. They don't need to understand why. They just know doing that brings you closer to them. Sometimes they just lie there, not looking at you, not wagging their tail, not doing anything at all. Just being near you. Some people think that means they're uninterested, but it's actually a very quiet form of connection. They don't need a reaction. No talking, no touching, just you being there and them being there, sharing the same space. And when they can relax like that, without checking their surroundings, it's not silence. It's trust that no longer needs to be shown. It doesn't stop there. Sometimes they stretch out, slowly, softly, as if their whole body is melting into the floor. No tension, no readiness to jump up, just letting go. Because when they're alert, their body is always ready. But around you, they don't need that anymore. They don't need control. They don't need defense. Just stillness. And in that moment, it shows they trust enough to let go of everything. There's something easy to miss. The moments when they don't come closer. They just lie somewhere nearby and watch you. No demands, no expectations. Just a quiet gaze, held for a while. As if they're observing you in their own way. When you and your dog look at each other like that, both of your bodies begin to soften. Your heart rate slows. The feeling becomes lighter. There's a natural response behind it. But what matters is, they're not just looking at you. They're being with you in a much deeper way. If you pay attention long enough,
you'll start to notice something. Those behaviors are not random at all. They repeat. Not in a mechanical way, but in a very selective way. They lie in front of you at just the right distance to be seen. They look at you when you're the most still. They block your path right when you're about to leave. None of it is accidental. Not because they're planning anything, but because they're repeating what once made them feel closer to you. You reacted. You paused. And to them, that's more than enough to remember. When you put all of this together, you start to see it more clearly. Your dog is not just acting. They're communicating. Every time they lie down, every time they look at you, every time they choose to be a little closer, it's part of how they speak to you. Not through sound, but through their body, through distance, and through presence. It's a different kind of language. No words, no sentences. But if you pay attention, you begin to understand. And once you do, you'll never see those actions the same way again. When you look back at everything, it all becomes much simpler. Dogs don't need much. Not complicated things, not anything grand. They just need someone they can stay close to, someone they can trust, and a place where they feel safe. In their world, you're not just their owner. You're where they go when they want to feel secure. You're the place they turn to when they're unsure of everything else. And sometimes, just having you there, without doing anything at all, is enough. And maybe after this video, you'll start seeing your dog in a very different way. Not just as a pet, but as a being that watches you, feels you, and responds to you in its own way. If you've ever seen your dog lie down in front of you like that, try to remember, when was the last time they did it? And what were you feeling in that moment? Share it in the comments. And maybe those small, quiet moments are actually the way they say the most to you.